Today, I'm going to show you how to adjust the tension of our zero gravity blind system when it's in a cassette. And for today's example, we are using our standard curved cassette. However, it's important to note that the method we're going to show you will work for any other type of cassette that we offer here at Sunglow. So if you are working with a mini zero gravity blind system, you're going to want to remove the left-hand end cap, as the mini zero gravity blind system control end will always be on the left-hand side. And if you are working with a standard zero gravity control system, you want to remove the right-hand end cap, as the control end of the standard zero gravity blind system will always be on the right-hand side. Now here in my right hand, I have the mini zero gravity system. You'll notice it has a circular end. And if you do have a circular end, you'll want to jump to the mini zero gravity portion of this video. And in my left hand, I have the standard zero gravity system. You'll notice it has an octagonal end. And if your system does have an octagonal end, you'll want to jump to the standard zero gravity portion of this video. So now I'm going to show you an example of what our mini zero gravity blind system in our standard curved cassette looks like with a serious lack of tension. So as you can see, the blind is rolling down uncontrollably. It's not holding at its desired height. And I'm going to show you a few simple steps about how to fix this now. So first off, with our end cap already removed, I want to take a manual screwdriver. And it's important to note that I'm going to use a manual screwdriver and not an electric screwdriver or drill, as those could actually damage the blind system itself. So I do want to find a security screw. And once I've found this in the roll, I'm going to remove the security screw. And once this is fully removed, this will now allow me to take down the blind and adjust the tension. And you do want to save the security screw, as you will not be able to put the blind back together without this later on. So now that we've removed that security screw, we can go ahead and remove the blind from the cassette. And in order to do this, you're going to need a locking pin, and this will come with the original blind. But for whatever reason, if you do not have this locking pin, you can also use a simple paper clip to remove the blind as well. Because we do have this standard locking pin, I'm going to go ahead and use this for the example. So first off, you do want to find the notch in the control end. And once you have the notch, you want to align the hole in the roll with the notch in the control end and insert this locking pin. Once this locking pin has been inserted, I can now remove the blind. And from here, I'm going to roll the blind up 4 to 5 full rotations. So there's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. Now, once again, 4 to 5 full rotations should help solve this issue. So now that I've successfully adjusted the tension, I'm going to put the blind back on the wall. So I'm going to put the pin end in first. And then from here, I can insert the control end and now remove the locking pin. And now that the locking pin is removed, I'm going to replace the security screw back where we removed it from. And now with the security screw back in place, we'll be able to adjust the blind. And as you can see, this blind is now holding at the desired height, exactly where I want it to, and the tension issue has been resolved. And now the final step is to put the end caps back into place. So now I'm going to show you an example of our mini zero gravity blind system in our standard curve cassette and what this looks like when it has too much tension. So as you can see, the blind is rolling up uncontrollably and it's not holding at our desired height. So I'm going to show you a few simple steps about how to fix this issue. So first off, I'm going to take my manual screwdriver, and once again, I do not want to use an electric screwdriver or a drill for this, as this could actually damage the blind system itself. So with my manual screwdriver, I'm going to remove the safety screw in the middle of the roll. And with the safety screw now removed, I do want to set this aside for later, as it is very important for when I do reassemble the blind. And from here, I do want to take the locking pin, and this locking pin will come with the original blind. However, it's important to note that if you do lose this locking pin, you can also use a simple paper clip to remove the blind. But because I do have the locking pin that came with the original blind, I'm going to use this for the example. So with this locking pin, I want to find a notch in the control end and make sure that I align the hole in the blind itself with the notch in the control end. And once I've inserted the locking pin, I can now remove the blind. And from here, I'm going to roll the blind down 4 to 5 full rotations. So that's 1. That's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. And once again, 4 to 5 full rotations should help fix this issue. So now that I've fixed the tension, I can now put the blind back on the wall. I'm going to insert the pin end in first. And then snap in the control end. From here, I'll now remove the pin, and I can put the security screw back into place. Now with the security screw back into place, you can see that the blind is now holding at its desired height. The tension issue has now been fixed and problem solved. And now the final step is to put the end caps back into place. Now here I have our standard zero gravity blind system in our curved cassette. And I'm now going to show you an example of what this standard zero gravity blind system looks like with a severe lack of tension. So as you can see, the blind is rolling down uncontrollably. When I do try to roll it up, the fabric is buckling, and it's just simply not holding at the desired height. And I'm now going to show you a few simple steps about how to fix this issue. Now, unlike our mini zero gravity blind system, it's important to note that the control end for our standard zero gravity blind system is actually on the right-hand side. So I do want to move to the right-hand side. And now that the end cap is off, it's important to note that there's also a security screw that I do have to remove. So I'm going to take my manual screwdriver and remove the security screw. And once this screw is removed, I can now take the blind off and adjust the tension. So first, I want to push the control end up and the pin end in. And now I do want to roll upwards 4 to 5 rotations. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. Now once again, 4 to 5 full rotations should solve this issue no problem. So now that we've adjusted the tension, I can put the blind back on the wall. So first, I'm going to push the pin end in. And then I can snap the control end in as well. And now that the blind is back on the wall, we can now reinsert the security screw back into place. And now with the security screw back in place, you can see that this tension issue has been fixed. The blind is holding at the desired height that we want. Problem solved. And now the final step is to put the end caps back into place. So now I have for you our standard zero gravity blind system and our curved cassette. And I'm going to show you an example of what this blind system looks like with way too much tension. So as you can see, this blind is rolling up uncontrollably and it's not holding at the desired height at all. And I'm now going to show you a few simple steps about how to fix this issue. So once again, it's important to note that the control end for our standard zero gravity blind system is actually on the right-hand side. And with our end cap already removed, the first step is to remove the security screw. And I'm going to do this with our manual screwdriver like before. So once the security screw is removed, I can now remove the blind from the wall. And I'll do this by pushing the control end up and the pin end in. And this will take the blind out. From here, I can now roll the blind down 4 to 5 full rotations. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. And once again, 4 to 5 full rotation should help resolve this issue no problem. So now that we've adjusted the tension, I'm going to put the blind back up on the wall. So I'm going to push the pin end in first. And from here, I can snap the control end in as well. And I'm going to want to put the safety screw back into the blind. So now with the security screw back in place, you can now see that the blind is now holding at its desired height. The tension issue has been resolved, and this blind has been properly fixed. And now the final step is to put the end caps back into place.